All right, welcome back everybody to another video in the Unreal Engine inventory series that we've been doing for about half a year. It's time we start finishing stuff up. We are in the merchant section now, finished chests. Hopefully that works, but let me know if you get any bugs or weird stuff that I've forgotten. A couple of more videos to do the merchant stuff. Hopefully that will go smoothly, since it should be fairly similar to the chests. Before we start, as always, thanks to all my patrons. You are lovely. Also, thanks just for watching. That's also very nice of you. There's a link to the Patreon in the description if you want to join. Otherwise, let's get to it. So, last video we set up this merchant that we can walk up to, and the merchant now has this trade option. You can see it's pick up on items, open chest on chest, and so on. And hopefully you will get the gist of it. This is a tutorial, so the purpose is for you to learn. So as you see here, if you want to set other things up, you just do the same thing over and over again with new stuff. If you have a door, for instance, you could do the same thing. You just add door functionality to your door interaction, and you change the text to be open instead. Anyway, let's see. So when we press E here, nothing happens. When we press E here, we open a chest. So let's do the same thing here. So if we go into our inventory component, we have this try interact, and we can see if the current interactable is a chest. We open and close the chest depending on what's happening. So we just need to do exactly the same thing. So we have server open chest. Should probably, since this is a bool here, we should probably rename it to set, because that's what we're doing. So let's do the same thing here. Server set merchant. And this is just an object reference. Ah, yeah, because we're just calling an interaction. Yep. So we want an object here as well, or actor. Can be whatever. Let's do actor. Actor object reference. That's just an object. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Let's do close. Oh yeah, that was closer. Let's do close here as well. Yeah, that's fine. So the reason we have this is because we're calling an interface that does functionality here, right? We don't need that for the merchant, I realized, because the merchant isn't really gonna do anything. But you could do, like, when you interact, he plays an animation or something. So like you interact and he waves. I don't have any animations here, so I'm not gonna do that, but you just do the same thing as we did for the chest. And yeah, because we're calling this from that. So you would do the same thing and you just play an animation montage here instead. Hopefully you see what I mean. So we don't need that, but I'm gonna save that in case I want to do it later. And we're gonna drag from here. And there's probably plenty of ways we could make this like more cleaner and more efficient. That's the plus sign of actually planning out what functionality you want to have in the beginning. before you actually start doing stuff, but I'm doing this as we go. So anyway, so this is for the actual lid to open, so we don't need that. And this is to show the chest inventory, the merchant inventory, right? So we show the inventory, which is our inventory. So we want to do that here as well. And we want to do this as well, because we don't want to show our equipment. So that means when we go up to the merchant and press E, we should see, yeah, now we see our inventory, so that's good. Why can't I press this? Yeah, that's a later problem. But we saw our inventory, so that's good. That's good. And we have this chest inventory. So I'm gonna copy that. Paste it. We're gonna rename it to show merchant inventory. And then I am going to copy this chest inventory. And I'm going to go into the merchant and paste it here instead. So now this is our chest inventory. Or merchant inventory. I'm gonna rename this to merchant. Merchante. There we go. And we will, is that a border? Yeah, let's make it bigger. You might have a lot of items. And we will go to our graph. And how do we do this? Should we make a new widget for, I love that I'm talking to you, but it's not a stream. So probably, like if you look at games like Resident Evil or whatever, you have like lines, and then you have an item, and then you have buy. But then you have games like Diablo where you just drag them. But since we did the dragging, like we did the dragging stuff for the chest, so if you want to have like the same functionality here as you want, as we have in the chest, then you are free to copy that. But I'm gonna do something different here, so we keep learning. That's the important thing here, the learning process. So I'm gonna set up a new widget. So yeah, right click, user interface, widget blueprint. I'm gonna call this merchant item child. And for this, we don't actually need a grid. For this, we just want a vertical box. Ooh, scary. Let's ignore those arrows for now. So we want to add a canvas panel. Let's add an image. Something like that. Let's make it border. No, not border. Let's make it box. Let's make it rounded box. I don't know. You make it whatever you want to. Doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna add a Gonna do a horizontal box. Actually, we can make this a border. Let's not do an image. You do you can do background images and stuff. I'm gonna do a border. And in that border, I'm gonna add a horizontal box. And yeah, obviously you could add like images and stuff. I'm gonna do a gray color just for now. Let's add some text. Call it item name. This will be item name text. Gonna change the size to 16. And I will add another text. Cost text. This one will not be a variable. This will be a variable, item name text. This one will just be price. And I will add a spacer in between. Oh, sorry. And then we will add another text. This will be the price text, price label. I don't know. This doesn't need to. That's not going to be a variable. Price text is the important one. Just going to give it 5 padding. We'll change this to 100. And this needs to be a variable. I'm going to change the color. And I'm going to align this to center. And then finally we need a button. And this will be aligned. No, we're not gonna fill it. We are gonna why doesn't it go out? Don't want that. I want it to be. Ooh. I want it to be on the side. Yeah. So fill and this one. So now if this is just one, yeah. So the amount here doesn't really affect the button placing. That is what I want. And I am going to increase the border a little bit. And I will make it okay. I will add another spacer after the price text. This spacer will be does that work? 15. Now if this is 10, That's not what I want. How do you change button sizes? Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's depending on the size of the image. So I'm gonna do 50 and text. It's gonna be Y. There we go. And I will just change the tint of the button. Something like that. Well, we have a black background, so we can't really have a black one with this. Yeah, that's fine. This tutorial is not about nice UI design, so I won't do it too pretty. Let's set this back to 100. So there we go. What's the time? 60 minutes. Can go a little bit further in this video. So we're gonna do an update function. Update merchant child. It's gonna take an input of the item. What did I call it? Master item. I don't even remember what my item class is called. PP master inventory item. So PP master inventory item class reference. I really need to work on my naming conventions. There we go. So we have the item name, that's a variable. So we're gonna, this is one thing I also need to think about when I think about it. Yeah, we don't want that either. I don't need the padding. This will go from here. Yeah, that's fine. So the fill splits everything. I don't really want that. auto. There we go. That's better. So buy price. It's the same. Doesn't move. Good. Then it goes over it. So we're not gonna fill this. Yeah, apparently we have to. Don't need a spacer though. Let's make this smaller. I'm sure there's a way to set this up cleaner. I'm just gonna leave it as this for now. I would like these to be aligned to the left and this one to be aligned to the right, but that doesn't seem to work. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Perfect, that's better. So, auto on them all. Oops. But fill on the first one. That's gonna make them all nicer, but we can add some, or actually it's not gonna work, because if I increase the money here, let's see what happens if we do some padding. What? Right, then nothing there. If I now change this, silly thing to get stuck on. I'm not gonna get stuck on this. I've done this 100 times before. I do not know why it doesn't work the way I want it to. Anyway, I'll set this up in the properly between videos and show you later. Where was I? So on the update function, we want to grab the name here. Set text. Just like that for now. And that is fine. And what you could also add an icon here. Maybe we'll do that later. Just gonna set up the basic stuff here now. And for the show merchant inventory. We're gonna delete this variable. Change this to merchant. Nope. This WB chest inventory for the merchants should be WB merchant inventory. But E does not need to be capital. Merchant inventory. And in here we can change to owning merchant. master merchant. Change the variable of the owning merchant from chest to the merchant. I keep going into the character. Here's where I'm supposed to be. So refresh this. Do I not set that on the show? Apparently that's not relevant, so ignore that. We create the merchant. We're going to promote this to a variable. I'm going to plug that in. Close. Stop reading. So we're going to get the current merchant inventory. Yeah. So update chest inventory. So this should be update merchant inventory. And we need to get this vertical box. Name it to items box. Make it variable. Like this instead. Current merchant. Instead of casting to the chest, we're gonna cast to merchant. And chest inventory, we're gonna go into the merchant. So in the master chest, we have this chest inventory. We're gonna copy that, go into the master merchant, delete. There we go. Paste that in. Rename it to merchant inventory. So that's in the master merchant. Don't need this. Don't need that. Here we're now gonna grab the merchant inventory that we just set up instead. We're gonna plug that in. There we go. And instead of creating an inventory slot, we're gonna create the merchant item child. Refresh. We're gonna call update merchant child. Gonna plug this in here instead. We can delete this. We don't need this. Since I'm gonna keep it there for now, just to put it there. But instead of adding child to the uniform grid, we're now gonna grab the item box, add child to vertical box. Like so. And we don't need to add it to the viewport because we're adding it to the box. Checking for stack, that is fine. We actually don't need to do that because that isn't set up in the same way. I'll delete all of this. Don't need that for now. All right, let's see what happens. I probably forgot something as usual, but if I now go here, we open, but yeah, of course nothing's gonna appear. Update merchant inventory. We create the current merchant inventory. So we don't want to do this, we want to do this. The current interactable is still gonna be in there like that. But in our master merchant, let's add 2 items. So health, shield. Sword. Let's see what happens now. There we go. We can see that looks very nice. Obviously it doesn't, but that's nice. We still have plenty of space to work with here, so that's very good. So that means we have plenty of space for icons and stuff. So let's just go into the merchant inventory. We can delete this skill box. We can clearly see here it's very small, so that's nice. So we can start by going into the child. Make this border way bigger. That is better. This items box, we can do some pad. No, actually, slot padding. To this one, we're gonna add. No, not this one. Sorry. This items box, we're gonna add 10 padding to the left just to make it move in a little bit. And that's fine. Yeah, cool. Now I can delete this. There we go. You can see that we have some items, and why is it 105? So the goal here is like when we press buy, we buy, but we're still gonna be able to drag stuff in to sell. And that is fine. Okay, cool. That's gonna be it for this video. Hope you were able to follow along. Please like and subscribe if you're new. As always, I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.